Hey everyone, it's Movie Lover Warren 20 here, and I'm here with a brand new movie review. And this movie review is going to be for a sequel to a film I reviewed last week. A film that came out in 1988 and starred Eddie Murphy in what I consider to be his funniest movie and best movie, or best comedy movie he did. And that movie is for 2021's an Amazon original, a film that was supposed to come out in theaters, but the COVID-19 pandemic, we all know, delayed it, much like a lot of films. And so it ended up getting sold to Amazon Studios. Even though technically it was supposed to be released by Paramount Pictures, but they still kind of had a bit of distribution with the movie. So, eventually it got released to Amazon Prime on March 5th, 2021, and speaking of that, guys, Paramount is actually going to be coming up with a new release strategy with their movies. They're coming out with an app called Paramount Plus, like Disney Plus. In a way, except it's Paramount stuff. So, with their movies, they will release them theatrically, and 45 days after their release, they are going to be put on Paramount Plus. So, looks like Warner Bros. Movies might not be the only movies I'm reviewing this year, after all, possibly. But so, I just finished watching Coming to America 2, and let's say... okay, it's not terrible, guys. I didn't really think it was as terrible as people thought it was, but in comparison to the first, yeah, it was really a major downgrade. Yeah, this movie was not as funny or good as the first one. It kind of felt like the first one again at times, except with some different characters and stuff. I mean, a more modern setting, but there. I'll just get to the plot. On a 30th anniversary of his wedding with Lisa McDowell, aka the last scene of the first movie, Prince Akima Zamunda is summoned before his dying father King Hefei in a cameo by James Earl Jones, and learns he had a son during his first visit to New York after Semi had convinced two prostitutes to spend the night with them, while Akeem was still searching for his future queen. One of them, Mary Johnson, drugged Akeem, resulting in a tryst he did not remember. Prince Akeem is now made king, with the tradition demanding a male successor as prince or else Zamunda's materialistic neighbor next Doria will take them over. General Z, who is played by Wesley Snipes from Blade, the ruler over there, has been pursuing Akeem's oldest daughter Mika so she can marry his son. Following Akeem's coronation, he and Semi travel back to Queens to meet his illegitimate son Laval, who's played by Jermaine Fowler, a smart-mouthed ticket scalper struggling to get a real job. After an awkward reunion with Mary, Akeem takes them and Laval's uncle Reem, played by Tracy Morgan, back to Zamunda. Now, here are the good qualities. The arguable main plot with Laval and Mary assimilating into Zamunda and its culture is enjoyable and fun to watch. Yeah. There was still some good enough acting from Leslie Jones, Arsenio Hall, Wesley Snipes, yes guys, I don't care what anybody says, and especially Jermaine Fowler, alongside some fun celebrity cameos. The costume design was also very good, especially Mary's tribal dress in the halfway point and ending. It was a very good soundtrack featuring 90s hip-hop and rap music. And it's nice to see Eddie Murphy finally return to the media that he was well known for, that's comedy. I think my favorite films from the guy are Coming to America, first film, Beverly Hills Cop, also first film, the Shrek movies, his voice of Donkey, and Milana's the voice of Mushu. The 1990 original, the one that's actually good. Well, yeah. And Akeem's coronation featuring cameo appearances by En Vogue and Salt Pepper singing What a Man in honor of him as additionally enjoyable enough. And the end, and around the end scene, there's this cover of We Are Family, except they kind of get the I Got All My Sisters With Me part wrong, and I think it's I Got Essential Shopping With Me or something part like that, but whatever. Well, the bad qualities, well, I didn't really like that the film's existence kind of originated from a rape that happened in its prequel. Just kind of an odd choice for a sequel and didn't really work also in the right message if you think about it, especially seeing how both Akeem and his wife Lisa welcome Mary and befriend her. And then again, the movie was in development hell. Production was postponed for over a decade, meaning that they must have had to change a lot of stuff before settling for this plot, and a lot of scenes with Level assimilating to Zamunda was basically a rehash of the first film's plot, only reversed, even down to Akeem being in Semi's role in the first one. When then the traveling scene was a complete rehash of the first one's traveling scene, to the point where Akeem and Semi go back to the same barber shop, and quite a few scenes actually ripped off Black Panther, like the opening. Zamunda is even referred to as Wakanda by an American. And then Lavelle's Prince clothes really look like Black Panther's traditional clothing. In general, Easy is very similar to Killmonger in terms of appearance and personality, but General Easy was probably the funniest part of the movie, especially with the hilarious performance from Wesley Snipes. And there was definitely a needless pop culture reference where Keem gets called Black Panther, while the first one had clever references. As the one on this one didn't land as well. And there are too many things that are happening all at once, which basically makes it extremely confusing despite being somewhat entertaining. Like, Akeem's struggle in a higher relationship position is just an excuse for... It's just kind of an excuse for Eddie Murphy to kind of act like an idiot at times, which gets tiring to watch over time. And Next Story's incoming invasion is mentioned at random moments, but doesn't seem to be a real threat. And General Izzy was trying to get Akeem's troll to marry him. Marry his also comes in at random moments that's never really talked about in the second half. And Mika wanting to become the first single queen of Zamunda despite Akeem's protest seems like a useless attempt at bringing girl power to the narrative. But I don't really mind it, guys. And Ree wants to start business ventures and Zamunda gets Level to join it, but this is disregarded halfway through the film. And whenever they try to do some heart and emotion moments, there's way too much forced humor, and it kind of really got annoying at times. And the film often relies too much on slapstick and toilet humor, and several random references to internet culture and quotes that feel very forced, including the aforementioned dumpster fire quote and Akeem saying eyebrows on fleek, and essentially reference to that "what are those" scene from Black Panther. Well, I mentioned the Black Panther thing numerous times, guys, but I don't know if you're looking for a follow-up to this film. Maybe I'd recommend it, but if you want a much better version of this movie, just watch the first one, because this movie is just kind of really the same as the first one. I mean, I don't hate it. I think it's a fine movie for what it is. I think some people are a little harsh on it, gotta say, but all in all, it's just an average sequel. It'll probably be forgotten over time, but all in all, guys, it is what it is. I mean, at least we still got a cameo from James Earl Jones, and it was nice, and it was good to kind of see. It was good to actually see Wesley Snipes play a more major role in the film this time around. I did not see Expendables 3 because I will not watch that movies after it went PG-13 rating. So yeah. If you like the first film, just give this like one watch. That's kind of about it, really. It's kind of just worth one watch, really, but yeah. So, here's how I would rank Coming to America 2. I am going to rank Coming to America 2 a 7.5 out of 10. Oh. Probably my first movie review that's not for a film from Warner Brothers this year. This year's like slowly starting. I think this year's slowly starting to get a little better for all of us. I mean, we're already like 2 months into this movie. Like, despite the situation we're still in, like, it's starting to improve a lot and starting to get better. Especially now we're back on the month where it all started. Or this month, last year, it was all panic, despair, and dread. This month, this year, it's a little more optimistic hope, which is actually pretty nice. So, what will be my next movie reviews? Well, so far nobody has kept its March 26th release date, and I think may not be moving after all, but and knowing Universal's strategy, that review may have to come a little around like not till late April, so I might have to be patient for the Nobody review, but we know Godzilla vs. Kong will be premiering on my movie theater streaming store. I watched all the other 4 Warner Bros. Movies, but on the very day that comes out, so that review will come fast. Which is like in 3 weeks, not even. So yeah. having to review this, and so far, yeah, but anyway, that'll be it for this review. Thank y'all for watching. If you like this and want to see more, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Movie Lover 120.